Welcome in, YouTube. Let me get my setup and shot right. Perfect. If you are just joining, smash that like button, say hello in the chat so I can shout you out. Let me bring TikTok and FB on. But tonight is going to be a little different. I'm going to be teaching you guys the five mistakes a lot of people make when they start their housing program, things I wish I would have did differently. So if you're somebody that's looking to get paid from housing veterans, people coming home from prison, you need to get into this live stream and I'm going to break it down for you guys so you don't make the mistakes that I made when I first started. So get in here, smash that like button, welcome in, say hello in the chat so I can shout you out. Let me make my shot a little tighter. And I have a new setup, so I'm just trying to make sure everything is good. Welcome in TikTok, welcome in FB. If you're just joining, hit the hearts on the live stream, tap the screen. We're going to get into it. If you're somebody that love helping people, get in this chat. I'm going to teach you how you can monetize your passion for helping others into a profitable housing program, heavy on the profitable. We're not just sitting here doing things for free. We're not doing charity work. We are really building successful, impactful, profitable businesses that can really give you a life of freedom. Listen, y'all, I live how I want to live. I don't have to sit here and clock into a 9 to 5 because my housing programs keep me paid every single month. A lot of y'all don't need a better paying job. You need to build a stream of income outside of your job that can generate you money every single month. So you don't have to be out there slaving, doing DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats. And I know because that was me at one point in time. I was doing every side hustle under the sun to try to make things work. But TikTok, let's get to 1,000 likes. We're going to get into it. If you are new here, my name is Lane. I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless through starting your own housing program. Anybody can do what I'm about to teach y'all. I've been doing this since 2021. When I tell y'all this business changed my life, it really did. It really did. I don't have to sit here and depend on no man to take care of me because my businesses take very good care of me. Hey, Letitia, welcome in, welcome in. Hey, Sway, welcome in. Just stopping by to say hey, hi, Lane. Thank you guys. Shout out to my YouTube community. Y'all smash that like button for me. I hope y'all like the new setup. I'm working on my office, so it's coming along. TikTok, let's get up to 1,000 likes. We're gonna get started. Welcome in FB. You guys hit the hearts on the live stream. But if you're just joining, we talking about getting paid from housing the homeless. And just because you hear the word homeless, it does not mean that these individuals don't have money. So I teach you guys how to monetize your passion for helping others and create a profitable business. Now, if you're somebody that wants to house veterans, you ever had a dream to house seniors, people coming home from prison, you need to get into this chat because that's what we talk about on this channel. So smash that like button, YouTube, TikTok. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we're going to get into it. But here's the thing. A lot of people think that you need to be a nurse to get paid to house people. A lot of people think you got to be a CNA, but you don't need to be any of those things. All you need to be is somebody with a business mindset and a heart that genuinely loves to help people, and you can get paid for it. Pretty lady, thank you. Welcome in TikTok. So if you're just joining, let's get up to 1,000 likes and we're going to get into it. If you want to know how to make an extra stream of income from housing people in need, get in here because that's what I do. And it doesn't just work for me, y'all. I've coached over 4,000 students on how to open a housing program. And so a lot of my students, they are walking away from their 9 to 5. They live in life on their own terms. And believe it or not, a lot of my students, these are people that's going into retirement ages. And so these are businesses that really gives you purpose. It really gives you freedom. It gives you a new insight in life. So if you're somebody that is looking for something else to do, looking for an extra stream of income, something that can really make a difference, get in here and keep you paid. Let's not forget that because we get paid well for what we do. So get in here, TikTok. Let's get up to 1,000 likes and we're going to get started. YouTube, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hey, Michelle, welcome in FB. Y'all say hello in the chat. But I'm going to be teaching y'all based off of the mistakes that I made, because when I first got started as a housing program, I started back in 2021. I currently have 6 houses and 49 beds. So I get paid by the bed, y'all. I don't get paid by the room. We not talking about no pass split. We not talking about no renting out rooms on Facebook Marketplace. We talking about real impact and real money being made. Heavy on the impact, heavy on the income. So a lot of people think that they got to slave and work extra hours to make money. You don't have to do that. I get paid every single month from my housing programs because I provide safe housing to adults in need. And there are people in your city, there's people in your community that need you to set up these housing programs, because if it's not for you, these people will be on the streets, in the shelter, or they will be in a jail or prison. So there's a whole demographic of people, y'all, that have nowhere to go. And they're not like you and I that they can just go and rent out an apartment and rent out a house. That's why they end up in your housing programs. So I teach you guys how to monetize your passion for helping others into a profitable business. And we call that housing programs. Once we get to 1,000 likes on TikTok, we're going to get started. But if you're just joining, I teach people from all across the US how to launch housing programs. Guess what, y'all? You don't need no experience to do this. You don't need to be certified. You don't have to go through no special trainings. All you have to be is somebody with a business mindset and a heart that genuinely loves to help people. And I can get you paid for that. I'm somebody that I am not a nurse. I'm not a CNA. I didn't go to school for this. I always tell people I'm just a businesswoman first, and I'm a baddie immediately after. I'm somebody that love helping people, and I found a way to monetize my passions and get paid for it. So that's what I teach you guys how to do as well through housing programs. YouTube, let's smash that like button. Let's get up to at least 10 likes in the chat if y'all want to get started tonight. I'm gonna need to see some interaction. I don't like to talk to myself. TikTok, I'm waiting on y'all to get to 1,000 and we can start the lesson, but nobody's doing anything. I don't know what's going on tonight. Joy said, hi, thanks for sharing your knowledge. Question, how much do you charge per bed? Yeah, we're going to get into that once they start getting the likes up. I mean, what's going on tonight? Once we get to 1,000 likes, I'm going to get into how much I charge per bed, but y'all being a little dry tonight. Period. Hey, Renee. Mal said, I started watching your Bed2Bread, trying to learn. I know nothing. Just got the modules. Welcome in, Mal girl. Period. So yeah, take it one module at a time. Are you inside of the FB community? Because once you become a student of mine, you have ongoing support inside of our FB group. And that's where you get to ask your questions. You get to meet the other heavy hitters. I call my students my heavy hitters because they be doing their biggest one. So you get to meet the other success stories, the other people that's on their journey just like you. We got people from all walks of life in my community. I have single mothers that opened up housing programs and that got 2-3 homes. I have students that are felons that have housing programs. I also have students that are retired and they started a housing business and they in a purpose. I also have students that what other type of students I have? I have students that just came home from prison months ago and they already got a housing program up and running. So that's proof that each and every one of y'all in this chat can get paid for housing people in need. You don't have to have no special credential. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. So let's get into it. Yes, I had to get an FB account to join. Period. So welcome in TikTok. Okay, period. We had 1,000 likes. Good job, y'all. So if you are in the chat, I teach you guys how to get paid from starting your own housing program. I want everybody to type program in the chat, and I'm going to get into what that is, because there's a big misconception. People think that this is a group home. They think this is a personal care home. They think this is an assisted living. This ain't that. This is you setting up a safe and structured living environment for homeless individuals. That's it. That's it. So we start in housing programs. And that's the thing, y'all. Language is important in this business, because here's one mistake I see a lot of people make when they get started with housing the homeless. They start listening to other people on the internet, calling themselves group homes. And that's the worst thing you can do. Because listen, y'all, I tell you guys on the caption, you do not need a license to do this. And that's very true. You do not have to go to your zoning county and say, hey, do I got permission? No. But if you go around calling yourself a group home, talking stuff you know nothing about, you best believe them people going to come knock on your door and they're going to shut your tail down. And that's the reality of it. So do not make that mistake, y'all. Stop calling yourself a group home. Stop calling yourself, if you want to start a group home or a personal care home, you're going to need to be licensed to do that. With the business model that I teach my students, we don't got to go through that. We're not going to ask nobody for permission. We not sitting here getting our houses inspected because this ain't that. We're not giving 3 meals a day. We're not bathing nobody up. We not sitting here giving out medications. Now, if you somebody that want to do all of that, then you're going to have to go the license route. But I'm for the everyday person. The everyday person can't go and start up no group home. A lot of y'all in this chat is just like me, because when I first got started, guess what, y'all? I did not have 40K in the bank to start my housing program. I did not have a whole bunch of healthcare background. I didn't know nothing about no healthcare. I was not in a position to sit here and open up no group home. But guess what? I was in position to start a housing program. So that's why I teach you guys my method of starting independent housing programs, because this is really the new wave, y'all. The days of starting up licensed group home, that's over with. The days of starting up personal care homes, that's over with too, because a lot of everyday people can't do that. Most of my students are everyday people that, these are single mothers. These are people that's working 9 to 5s. These are people that are older and they in retirement age. So these are just everyday people. So why not build a business that can keep you paid and impacts your community and put you in your purpose at the same time? So that's what the difference is. So we're starting up housing programs. In your housing program, you're only going to provide housing only to these people in need. Everybody type housing only. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Robin. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're just joining, we talking about how you can get paid from housing the homeless through launching your own housing program. This is the business, y'all, that has changed my life. I don't have to clock into a 9 to 5 as long as I live, because my housing programs keep me paid. And let me show y'all what that looks like, right? Because I was able to be in Turks and Caicos for my birthday for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. And guess what, y'all? My housing program was running by itself. I did not have to worry about, oh, did somebody call out of work? Oh, did they tear the house up? You don't have to worry about that with the individuals that we house. So let me show you guys what that's going to look like for you. So when you're starting up your housing program, this is how I teach my students to set up their housing program. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. This is how we get paid in this business. So we are getting paid to provide safe housing for people in need. So these are shared rooms. Y'all, we get paid by the bed. So this is not you sitting here renting out rooms. This is you getting paid to provide safe housing to independent people by the bed. Everybody type bed in the chat, and we're going to get into how much you can charge per bed. Let's see. Julia said, hi, Lane. I have one quick question. I bought your program already. My question is, how do I get a cheap website? So, Julia, are you in the FB community? Because if you're in the FB community, we already answered that question over there. So just drop your question in the FB group, the Bed2Bread housing community over on FB. But yeah, y'all, all the resources is inside that community. They're inside that community. I can never find your link, but tell me, do I have time to go through your modules before having cash on hand to get a house? Wait, what you mean, billionaire visionary? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? So yeah, y'all, we're simply getting paid by the bed. Now, everybody in this chat, you're not gonna charge the same bed price. So I'm based in Metro Atlanta, y'all. My bed price is $750 a month per bed, and that's starting. That's starting, because I do have, even though my bed price is $750, I have some people that pay me $850 a month per bed. I have some people that pay me $1,000 a month per bed. I have some people that pay me $1,200 a month per bed. So each and every one of y'all in this chat is going to charge a different bed price. So what I want you guys to do is to drop your states in the chat, because I got students all across the US that charge different bed prices. So drop your state or drop your city, and I'll let you guys know what my students are charging per bed in your area. So North Carolina, the starting bed price is $650 a month. What else? Miami, Florida, they starting out at $1,000 per bed a month. Who else we got? So Texas is It depends on the city in Texas because one of my students that's in Dallas, she charges $850 a month per bed, but my students that are in Houston, they start out at $750. So it just depends. Who else we got in the chat? Drop y'all cities, y'all. Yeah, Houston is 750. New Jersey. So my student in New Jersey, she charges 1100. No, she charges 1250 per bed. I got a student that's in Chicago. And if you in Chicago or you can get to Chicago, y'all, I'm gonna have an in-person event September 19th. Get y'all tickets to Keys to Takeoff. I'm gonna be teaching you guys in person how to build your housing program from the ground up. But yeah, so she's in Chicago. She charges $1,100 per bed. And that's the starting price. That's the starting price, y'all. Who else we got in the chat? So Virginia, they start out at $650 a month per bed. So it just depends. Everybody in this chat, you guys are going to charge different bed prices. And I teach my students how to price their beds inside of my blueprint. So just know my students in California. So California, they start out at 1,000 per bed. One with she's charging. But each and every state is going to charge something different. But I teach you guys how to calculate that bed price once you become a student. So I've seen people charge anywhere as low as $500 a month, all the way up to $1,500 a month per bed, y'all. And we talking just one bed in the room. So the key of this business right here is to the more beds you have, the more money you make. That's how we make our money. So I don't make no money renting out private rooms. And listen, the worst mistake that I made in the beginning when I first got started was renting out private rooms. That's the worst thing you can do. Number one, them private rooms is not paying you no money. And number two, those private people in the private rooms, they very entitled. They going to give you the most headache. They going to be telling you, oh, you got to evict me. I don't evict nothing. So we are running a housing program. Thank you for the gift, Cheryl. So we are running a housing program. So we don't go through things like evictions. We don't sit here and give out medications. We are simply providing housing only. And your only responsibility is to provide these people a bed in your home. A bed in your home, and that's it. Now, the biggest mistake I see a lot of people make when they first start their housing program is people think that just because you have a house, people going to come. The house is not the first step of this business, y'all. You have to have people before you have the house. Because here's the thing, you can have beds all day long in your houses. And I have landlords that reach out to me all the time and they be like, hey, I got a property I want to use. Listen, a property is the easiest thing to get. That's not the hardest step. The hardest part that I see a lot of people struggle with is people don't know how to market their housing program. They don't know how to get the right people and fill these beds up. Because here's the thing, in this business, when we have these beds filled, this is you making money. These beds, y'all, are income streams. These are streams of income. I have 49 of these. I get paid 49 times every single month. Robin said, I may have to go to Chicago since I can't get you to come to Dallas. Yeah, Robin, I don't know. I don't know. Texas, we might have to check Texas for 2027. But listen, if y'all can get to Chicago, come to the Chicago event and learn in person, get in the room. I just had an Atlanta event last month. And when I tell y'all, my students came out, and one of my students, she's actually in Alabama. She just opened up her third house and she came to the Atlanta event. I teach you guys my exact strategies on how I started my housing program and how I scaled it fast, how I keep my beds filled. Because, like I told y'all, it's nothing to get a house and put beds up. But if you don't know how to properly market and keep those beds filled, you're not going to be making no money. So that's what I teach you guys, my exact strategies on how to keep your beds filled. So, but yes, we're getting paid by the bed, y'all. Hold on, let me find out where is my. But if you're just joining, type just join. TikTok, let's get the stream up to 8K likes and we're going to continue. But a lot of people think that just because you have beds, people going to come. They're not going to come just because you got a bed set up. That's not how this works, y'all. You have to know how to market your housing program to get people in. All right, welcome into all the ones that just joined. So if you're new here, I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless through starting your own housing program. Any of y'all in this chat could start a housing program. You do not need a license to do this. You don't need experience, and you don't even need to own property. So I rent all my homes with permission. So the landlords, they know what I do and they love what I do. So I teach you guys how to set these housing programs up in your cities and your states, because there's a need for housing everywhere, not just in places major cities like Atlanta, Charlotte. I even have students in these smaller towns that's really killing it. Like I got students in Alabama that's doing their biggest one in these smaller cities. I have students that are like in Macon, Georgia, Warner Robins, Georgia, that's doing their biggest one. So listen, y'all, homelessness is everywhere. Tiffany said, I'm in Charlotte. Yeah, you can do this in Charlotte too. You can do this in Charlotte too. Joy said, do you have women and men in the same house? So me personally, I split up my homes by the gender. But when it comes to this is the thing I tell people. There is no right or wrong way to run your own housing program. You are the boss, you're the CEO of your housing business. So if you want to have men and women together, you definitely can. Listen, y'all, we are not licensed. We are not zoned through anybody, so nobody's coming to sit here and clock your tea and see what you got going on. Nobody's coming to inspect your house. So as long as you run a safe house, a safe housing program, people not terrorizing the neighbors, nobody's going to come bother you, but you have the freedom to put whoever you want in that house, whoever you want in that house. Brianna said, you've been outside, ain't you? That's what I'm talking about. Period. That part. And that's what I want for y'all. If you want to have freedom in life, you have to build the business. You got to build something that's going to have your money flowing. Listen, my money, the thing I love about having housing programs is you set it up one time. You set it up one time, you get a house, you furnish it, you fill your beds with the right people. That house is going to pay you every single month until you either cancel your lease or until you shut the house down, y'all. I started back in 2021, and the same house I started with, I still have it to this day. Can you do this in Baltimore? Yes. So everybody drop your cities in the chat. Let me know where you guys are, and I'll let you know if you can set this up in your city and your state. But more than likely, the answer is yes. And I actually have students in Baltimore. You can do this in Detroit. I have students in Detroit. New York City. New York City might be a little tricky, but it might be doable. I have students that are in upstate New York that's doing this, but New York City might be a little tricky. So Charlotte, I have students in Charlotte. I have students in Vegas. Who else we got? Atlanta. I'm based in Atlanta. I'm doing this, and I got so many students in Atlanta doing this. Who else? Who else we got in the chat? Pennsylvania. I got students in PA that have housing programs up and running, and that's getting paid and doing a biggest one. Philly, I got some heavy hitters in Philly. I got students in Philly that's doing amazing. Nashville, Tennessee. I got students in Tennessee. Are they in Nashville? I don't. It's Chattanooga in Tennessee, y'all. But you can do this in Chattanooga. I got a student in Chattanooga, but I know you could probably do this in Nashville too. Who else we got? Rockyville, Maryland. Maryland for sure. I got students out in Maryland. But here's the thing, y'all. More than likely, you can do this in anywhere that there's homeless shelters, anywhere that there's homeless people. So if you got a homeless shelter in your area, more than likely the answer is yes. More than likely, the answer is yes, you can do this. I have students in New Jersey that's doing this. Yep, you can do this in Jersey. My student in New Jersey, she charges $12.50 per bed. Michigan, you can definitely do this in Michigan too. I was told you have to be licensed in New Jersey. So it just depends on who you ask, because here's the thing, y'all. The business that we do, a housing program, this is all still a new concept. So think about it like this. Even when Airbnb was a new thing, nobody really understood it. There was no license in place for Airbnb. The same concept with housing programs. This is still new. Independent living is still new. So a lot of people, when you start explaining what you're doing, they be like, oh no, that sounds like a group home. You need a license for that. But the way that I teach my students how to set this up, we're doing this without licensing. We're running safe housing. We're getting people off the streets, and we getting paid every single month. So that's what the difference is. That's what the difference is. Do they need a caregiver? So here's the thing, y'all. When it comes to housing the homeless, and you want to run it the way that I run it as a housing program, I don't provide any care. We're simply providing housing only. Everybody type housing only in the chat, because a lot of people get confused. We're not sitting here giving out 3 meals a day. We're not bathing nobody up. We are not sitting here, what else? Giving out medications. Now, if you want to do all of those type of things, you're going to need a license to do that. You're going to need to be zoned to do that. So you, as the housing provider, you as the housing program, you're simply providing housing only. Now, think about it like this, right, y'all? This is what you're providing them: a bed. That's it. A fully furnished home and a bed in your home. Now, If y'all go on FB Marketplace right now and y'all type in room for rent, do y'all think them people that's on FB Marketplace, do y'all think that those people have a license to rent out those private rooms? Y'all answer me that in the chat. Y'all answer me in the chat. Do y'all think that them people that be listing their rooms on Pass Split on FB Marketplace have a license to do that? No. No. I thought landlords that own the house did it. What you mean, Kayla? So that's the thing, y'all. They don't have no license to do that. It's the same thing with your housing program. The only difference between you and somebody renting out a room on FB Marketplace is you do shared rooms. You put in the two people in a room. That's the only difference. The same thing that them people do, it's the same thing you do. We're not providing no care. We're not bathing nobody up. We're not providing meals. So you don't need a license when it comes to that. So you don't need a license. Is this the same for kids from foster home? So you might be thinking of a group home. So this isn't a group home. This isn't a personal care home. And this is not an assisted living, y'all. This is simply a housing program. Some people call this independent living. Some people call this co-living. Some people call this shared housing. This is the new wave, y'all. This is what's making everyday people financially free, able to live life on their own terms, because we're simply providing housing only to people in need. We're not sitting here providing care or services. That's why I have students that are felons that have housing programs. That's what the difference is. So when you keep it simple and you just provide housing only, you don't have to go through all of that licensing and certifications and things like that. Now, how do we get paid if they're homeless? So if you guys want to know how we get paid, let's get the likes up to 10K on TikTok. Do you help people get their checks if they're without income, such as veterans or seniors? So Sharon, here's the thing. I only take people that got money guaranteed. I'm not about to sit here and take no chances. And this is a mistake that I made in the beginning when I first got started, right? Because I was just happy to have somebody in the house, whether they listen. But these people, if you don't get your money up front, these people will sit here, play around with you, and then they will dip off and not pay you. So you done sat here and did all this work for these people, and now they done ran off on the plug. I don't take nobody without money, y'all. I've been doing this business since 2021. I've been burned. I've done all type of things you could think of. So it's to the point where I'm not about to sit here and take my chances. This is a business, y'all. Everybody type business in the chat. Everybody type business in the chat. This is not a nonprofit and this is not a charity. So we're only housing people with income. If these people don't have no money, you ain't got no business housing them, honestly, because that's a risk that you taking doing all this work for them. And that was me. That was me in the beginning. I'm sitting here listening to people on the internet talking about, oh, you want to make 1,200 housing people from prison. Listen, y'all, I done took these people coming home from prison, ain't had no money. I'm sitting here doing all this work, and guess what? They done ran off on a plug when they got their money. I will never do that again. So if you're a beginner in this space, the worst thing you can do is take somebody with no money. I'm only taking people that get income and got a guaranteed check. So if you coming to me and you ain't got no funds, go to the shelter. This ain't that. This ain't that, y'all. We running a business. So if it don't make money, it don't make sense. This is not a nonprofit. So I teach you guys to create for-profit businesses that's impactful and that's keeping you paid. So yeah, both, but no money, no bed. We not playing those type of games. We are not. We're not, because yeah, they want to stay for free. Tell them to go to the shelter. How do we get access to the FB? So Gerardo, are you a student? So if you're a student of mine, you should see the link to get inside of the FB inside the portal. So yes. Hey Nico, are you the owners of the house or rent? Wait, y'all got me sidetracked. What did I say I was going to talk about? Hold that thought. I'm going to come back to that one. But I said I was going to talk about something. But yeah, only my students have access to my exclusive FB community because I host free monthly trainings for them every single month. And they get special perks that I don't give to the public. So yes, I was talking about something when I told us to get to 10K likes. What was that? Jeez, that's why I don't like reading the comments. But if you're just joining, welcome in. I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless through starting your own housing program. We do not house nobody for free. Just because you hear the word homeless, it does not mean that these people don't have money. I only teach my students how to house individuals that have income. We get paid for what we do. So I teach you guys how to turn these twin beds into monthly streams of income, how we get paid. Thank you. So we are only housing individuals in these beds that have money, y'all. So just because you hear a person is homeless, there are so many homeless people in your community that get income and they have nowhere to go. If it's not for your housing program, the people that we serve in these shared rooms, y'all, they will be in the streets, they will be in the shelter, or they will be in prison. So you might be thinking, well, why would somebody want to share a room? Why would somebody that's a grown independent person want to share a room? Because here's the thing, they ain't got no other choice. If okay, I think I figured it out. Are we back, YouTube? I think I figured it out. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, if you're just joining, smash that like button. Smash that like button. We talking about how to get paid from housing the homeless to starting your own housing program. Nisha said, I've recently started, and what I'm noticing is the ones in the shelters are comfortable. So, that is not your target audience, Nisha. There are people that don't want to be in a shelter no more because in them shelters, those people have to follow rules. They have to come back by a certain time. In the shelters, like you don't have no home like environment. People would rather share a room than to be in a shelter where they are in a room with 50 other people. So you got to pick your struggle. If you're homeless, I would take a shared room all day long. Those are the people that we cater to. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. So TikTok, let's keep tapping the live. I don't know, my connection was acting up just now, but I'm teaching you guys how to start housing programs from housing, how to get paid from housing the homeless through housing programs. And a big mistake I see a lot of people make in this business is that just because you have a house don't mean that people want to stay in your housing program. You have to know how to market it. You have to know how to market it. Lane, looking for a house to lease and rent. Amy, where are you located? My YT is Lane Lavish. Same thing as on TikTok. FB, I mean, YouTube, are we good now? Are we back? Are we good? I hope so. I hope so. I'm not sure what happened. That's the double hating. So I'll return that to sender. Return that to sender. But yeah, y'all. So you're going to be getting paid by the bed when you start your housing program to provide safe housing to independent adults. Now, the easiest thing to get is a house, y'all. That's not the hardest part. The hardest part in this business that I see a lot of people make the mistake of doing is they don't know how to market their housing program. They don't know how to keep these beds filled. If your beds are not filled, you're not going to be making any money. So you have to always be in your community, building connections, building partnerships to keep your beds filled. And here's the thing about us, and this is what the difference is between us as a housing program versus a licensed facility, right? Now, when you're licensed, you can easily go out there and get a contract. You can easily partner with, or when you have a contract, they have to send you people. Us as housing programs, as independent livings, shared housing, we got to go out there and get our people. Nobody's sending us nobody. So that's the biggest mistake I see a lot of people make. They think that just because they get a house, people going to start coming to their housing program. That's not how it works. You have to be able to market your housing program, and so you can keep your beds filled, because that's what's going to give you monthly income every single month. Just having a house is not going to keep you paid. I see people all the time that see information online and they be like, oh, well, I saw that I could get paid $1,200 for housing veterans. I had one girl that booked a coaching call with me, and she was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. She actually took somebody else's program that said that she can get $1,200 per bed for a veteran. And she was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've been marketing. I went out to all these places and I can't get nobody to fill the beds up. I said, well, who's your demographic? And I'm about to go into the second point. I said, well, who's your demographic? Who are you housing? She said, veterans. I said, that's the problem right there. So you guys have to determine who it is that you're going to house, because just because you think something sounds good, that don't mean that it's going to be profitable for you. You have to choose the demographic that you're going to house based on your market. Every single market is going to call for a different demographic. For example, I have one person in business that I know that they do housing programs. The only people that they really get is people that's in recovery. They don't get people that are veterans like that. They don't get people that are seniors like that. So you have to know your market and what you're going to get in your area. So yes. How would you handle roommates that don't get along or even fight each other? How would you handle, hold on, did I read that right? How would you handle roommates that don't get along or even fight each other? So, okay, another mistake I see a lot of people make in this business, right, y'all? So y'all are not screening your people correctly. Just because you hear that you can set up a house and set these beds up, it's really an art to this, if we being honest, because you have to know how to screen people correctly. You have to know how to look at a person and see if they're not going to be a good fit, if they are going to be a good fit. And here's the thing, you're not going to always get it right, but you just have to screen good. Sometimes I see a person and if they doing too much, I'm gonna be like, oh no, this ain't gonna work because they personality too loud. So you have to know, you have to choose people for your house based on who's already in your house and the personality types that you want to deal with. So for example, I had this new lady that just came like 2 weeks ago while I was out of town, right? This lady, we got rid of her in a week because her personality, it did not clash with the other ladies. She was doing too much. She was all ghetto and hood, and no shade to the hood, but she was just had my ladies in that house scared. And if you are not choosing the right people in your housing program, I always tell my students this. I say one bad person in your housing program can shut your whole operation down. And that's just the reality of it. So you can't come into this thinking that, oh, I'm just trying to fill my beds. You have to really know who you're housing in your house, how to screen properly, because one person can really flip your whole house upside down and cause people to leave. When I first started in the beginning, right, I had this one house, y'all, that I could not get filled for nothing. And I couldn't figure out why people wasn't staying. People was coming in the house, they was leaving, and I just couldn't understand who it was. But then I had one person that I had as like my house manager in that house. And how about he was the one terrorizing everybody in the house, costing me money. Like, so you have to really pay attention to who you got in there, because if you can't keep your beds filled, you're not making no money. And one person can really cost you your business. So, and I didn't realize it was him until he ended up getting locked up. And that's the crazy thing. This man done got locked up. And so when we went to the house to find out what was going on, and then now they want to start saying things like, well, he was bullying us. I'm like, well, why y'all just now saying something? Why didn't nobody say something before then? But I guess he had the whole house scared. But he ended up getting locked up. And that's why it's important on screening the people that you're housing. So if you don't just want to house anybody, you want to screen these people, y'all. So that's what the difference is. So every just because something sounds good on the internet, you hear people saying house veterans, house this population, you have to be very careful. You got to be careful. Cleveland, Ohio. Hey Letitia, what we talking about? Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know. I might have looked at the chat kind of late. But yeah, so that's another mistake a lot of people make. So you have to know the right demographic to house, because everybody's not going to be a good fit. And the way I determine who I want to house is, number one, are you willing to share a room? Yes or no? If they say yes, that already checks one box. So that's what's going to make a difference on who you're housing, how to maximize your money, how to maximize your impact. But that's what the difference is. Nicole said, I house individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, but I do want to expand. But that's been my struggle. I have 5 clients. I didn't realize expanding would be difficult. Okay, Nicole. So it sounds like you go on the license route. Hey, Fantasia. So with the business model that I teach you guys, we don't house that type of demographic. We house independent, high functioning adults because they can live by themselves, they can cook for themselves, they can bathe themselves up, they can take their own meds. When you want to operate this business and not be licensed and not have to go through all those loops and hurdles, you have to model your business as a housing program. As a housing program, and simply provide these people housing only. Everybody type housing only in the chat. Everybody type housing only in the chat. And that looks like this, y'all. Your only responsibility is to give these people a bed and a safe place to call home. It's not your job to sit here and cook them 3 meals. It's not your job to sit here and bathe them up. It's not your job to give them medication. They can do that for themselves. And that's why we don't need licensing for this. That's why we don't got to call our local city and be like, hey, do I got permission to set up this housing program? Half the people don't know what this is. No license, independent living, and they are all high functioning. Okay, Nicole, where are you located? Lane, I'm in upstate New York. I got students in upstate New York. YT is ahead of FB. Oh, wow. I'm not sure what's going on. But if you're new here, I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless through starting your own housing program. Anybody can set up a housing program. I always tell people, as long as you got a business mindset and a heart to want to help people, you can thrive in this space. I've been doing this business since 2021, and it don't just work for me. I have students that have opened up multiple homes in different states. I got students in Arizona that's doing amazing. I got students in New Jersey, Chicago, California, Florida, where else? Pennsylvania, Maryland, Detroit. I have students everywhere that is having their way when this come to this business because of core seniors. Wait, North Carolina too. I got students in North Carolina. Because of core seniors have family who will pay or the financial support period. Wait, what? I don't understand that question. Oh, you're in Chicago. So if you're in this chat and you're in the Chicago area, or if you can get to Chicago, you need to be at my in-person event that's going to be September the 19th in Chicago, Keys to Takeoff. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to start and scale your housing programs, the methods that I use to go from one house to 6 houses and 49 beds, where I get paid every single month on autopilot and I have the systems in place. So I'm going to be teaching you guys my systems that I put in place to be able to scale and live the life that I want to live, because the houses really run itself. When y'all set this up the right way, you ain't got to babysit nobody. You don't have to sit here and be wondering, well, what are they doing right now? Or who called out of work? You don't need a staff to run this. Your houses, the way that I teach you guys to set your housing program up, they run itself. You can live your life. A lot of my students work 9 to 5s. Some of my students have other businesses that they do. So you don't have to be shackled to your house when you get started in this business. So that's why I teach my students how to find the right people to house, how to put systems in place, how to properly market and scale their housing program. So you don't have to sit here and be wondering how you're going to keep your beds filled. So I don't leave y'all, and I don't do that. How do we get the house and how do we furnish it? So if you are in this chat and you want to know how to start your housing program, how to fill it up, how to find the people, my Bed2Bread Blueprint is going to walk you step by step. And let me see. If we get to 15K likes, well, let's do 20K likes. Once we get to 20K likes, I'm going to drop the discount code for y'all, because right now it's $400, but I have a promo code, but y'all going to have to work for that. Y'all gonna have to work for that. But yes, so you can house independent, high functioning adults, and they'll pay you every single month. They'll pay you every single month, y'all. So we are not housing people that are dementia patients. We're not housing bedbound people. We're not housing people that are actively using substances, because that's not going to work for you. If you're somebody that want to set these houses up and still be able to live your life, you have to house the demographic of people that are going to pay you every month, that's not going to be breaking rules, that just want to have a roof over their head. And those are the only individuals I house, y'all. The minute I see somebody causing me problems in the house, I'm getting rid of them so fast. I don't play those type of games. So I teach you guys how to find the right individuals to where you don't have to be shackled to your house every single day and wondering what they got going on. But yes, so I have a 3-bedroom with stairs. Can I use it to do that? Yes. So here's the thing, y'all. If you have a house already, you can do this. If you're somebody that don't have a house, you can still do this. When I first started this business, I did not own property. I still don't own property. I rent all 6 of my homes with permission. I partner with landlords and property management companies that give me full permission to do what I do. They give me full permission to have my way. They don't sit here and micromanage what I do. We pay their rent every month. And that's what you want to, that's the type of people that you want to rent from. So, and I love my landlords so much that they be throwing houses at me, y'all. When you set your housing program up the right way and you do right by your partners, which are the landlords and the people that's giving you these properties, they will keep giving you property. So houses is the easiest thing to get. I always tell my students that we never have to worry about where we're going to get the house from because they literally throw them at us. So whether you don't have a property, you can still start. And I also have students that don't even want a house. They still get paid from helping other people get put into housing without having a property. These people don't want to have a house. They simply help other people fill their beds up and get paid that way too. So don't think that you have to have a house to make money in this business, y'all. I have students that don't have property and they simply help other people fill their houses up and they get paid for that. So yeah. Inbox me after the live if you're in the community, we can talk. So yeah, y'all, if you are just joining, I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless to having your own housing program. And I call this housing programs, and some people call this independent living, some people call it co-living, shared housing. And the key thing is that you're only simply providing housing only to independent adults. You're not giving out any care, you're not giving out any services. That's what's going to save you a whole lot of trouble. When I tell y'all we don't need licensing to run this, you really don't, because I even had the city come out to my houses one time and it was for a reason. And I tell my students how to prevent that from happening. But when they came out to the house, guess what? They didn't do nothing to us because we weren't doing anything wrong. So it's not what you do, y'all, it's how you do it. That's why you need the right mentor that can really show you the ropes and teach you how to start your housing program up the right way so you can stay compliant, that your house don't get shut down. Because what the thing that I see a lot of people do, they hear about this on the internet and they just go and get a house. They try to find people. And then when they run into situations, who you going to call? Nobody. But my students, they are in my community. So any issue that they go through, they are able to go inside the community. Hey, I need help with this. And here's the thing. One of my students is actually going through this right now. So she's actually going through like an eviction process. Even though I tell my students, I teach you guys how to run your housing program where we don't go through evictions. When I want somebody out my house, guess what? They hit in the road. I don't play those type of games with people, but I do understand that everybody have different personality types. There's an echo. Is there an echo on TikTok? Yeah, so I understand that everybody have different personality types. So she right now, she's dealing with a couple from hell that will not leave her house. But here's the thing, y'all. I don't teach y'all to house no couples. So that's why you have to become a student and learn the blueprint, because I don't there's a certain demographic that you want to stay away from and that you want to house, because them couples, I'm not dealing with it. But yeah, she's dealing with that right now. But guess what? She has the support of myself and the community. So we're helping her through that situation. But those are the type of things that you don't have to deal with alone. Once you become a student, once you join the winning team, you can ask questions on your journey. This is not just the, oh, let me get the program. Now I can't ask questions. No, my students overly get support. And that's why they are very successful in this space. They get multiple homes. They do their biggest one because they have the support of myself and the winning community that I built. So that's what the difference is. Lynn said, call Ghostbusters, that part. Listen, I'm not playing with these people. And this is why I teach you guys. We are running a housing program. You are not nobody's landlord. You are not nobody's, they are not your tenant. So we operate by a whole nother set of rules. Say it, Lane, get out of here. Yeah, you better get out of here. I'm not playing with you. So I don't go through eviction, y'all. So I teach my students how to set up their housing programs without going through that eviction stuff and all that crazy stuff. So, but when you don't follow the blueprint, that's the price you pay sometime. That's why, listen, I lay out step by step for y'all who to house, where to find these people, how to put your rules in place. I teach you guys how to screen these people correctly, because there will be red flags. In the beginning, when you're housing these people, and you're screening them, they're going to show red flags. So I teach you guys how to screen them, what to look for, because one bad person can tear your whole house up. And she really going through it with that couple because she didn't put nobody else in that house. But I don't teach all that. So that's why you want to join the winning team, become a student, and learn how to do this the right way, where you don't have to go through that drama. And guess what? If you do go through that drama, we're going to help you through that, because everything can be figured out. And listen, even when I was out of town, right, y'all? So I was in Turks and Caicos for almost 2 weeks for my birthday. I had one lady that we had to get rid of in the house, and she called herself trying to not leave, right? This is This lady called herself trying to not leave. Number one, that's why I don't house that type of demographic. I really don't care for housing women, y'all, because ugh, that's a story for another day. But that's why you want to become a student and learn who to house, who not to house, because them people gonna really take you through there. But yeah, the lady was acting like she didn't want to leave. We told her she needed to go. Guess what she did, y'all? She gonna call the police. I don't care nothing about no police. This lady called the police thinking that, oh, they can't put me out. This is my residence. First of all, this is a program. And that's why I teach y'all to set y'all rules the right way. That's why I give y'all my rules. That's why I give y'all my rules. Islay said, I got your Zoom a while back, but I don't know how to get a house to start. Islay, are you in the community? Where you been at? Yeah, she thought she was going to call the police and talk and like that was going to do something. First of all, you could call the president. You're not getting back in this house. I don't care who you call. This you don't pay not one bill up in here. Oh, thank you for the gift. That's so cute. But yeah, these people will really try it, y'all. That's why I teach y'all based off of my mistakes. This is not something that I learned on Chat GPT. I go through things in the business the same way y'all go through, but guess what? I teach y'all how to handle it because I always handle it. So yeah, she thought she's gonna call the police. So she calls the police. Do you give them notice or you just throw them to the curb? So for this lady, y'all, she knew when her exit date was because she had missed a few payments. And we were trying to give her grace. So we told her, like, look, you got to be going by this day, and we provided her with some resources. So we didn't just, we actually provided her with resources, but she chose that she was going to buck the system and say, well, I don't feel like I should leave. If y'all want to have me going, you're going to have to call the police. I said, okay, I got something for that. And this is me in Turks, y'all. I'm supposed to be enjoying my birthday vacation and I'm dealing with this drama. I'm sitting here yelling at her through the I'm sitting here yelling at this lady through the Ring camera, yelling at her. And then she calls the police thinking the police are going to do something. The police get there. They like, yeah, so what's going on? And so at this point, it's my word against her word. Like, how can you prove that she's a tenant here? Because she's not. And she's not getting back in this house. So long story short, y'all, that lady ain't come back in the house. And guess what? The police escorted her somewhere else. I teach you guys how to do this to where you don't have to go through that. I don't deal with evictions. Whether you and then people online talking about, oh, you got to give them, you got to take them to court. Take who to court? Find you somebody to play with. I'm not taking nobody to court. This is a housing program. I structure my stuff the right way. And this is why I teach my students how to structure it the way that I structure it. Because I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with no court. Because you think I'm going to stop what I'm doing and take you to court? Absolutely not. But yeah, y'all, the police escorted her and took her right where she needed to go. I'm not playing with you. So people can say all day long, oh, the police, you got to take them to court. And the police was saying the same thing, y'all. He was like, well, ma'am, you got to take her to the courthouse. I said, first of all, this is a civil matter. You can't make me do anything, and you can't make me let her back in this house. And guess what? She ain't get back in the house though. I'm in Atlanta, y'all. But this applies to all my students. It don't just work for me. All my students take my method and they don't go to no eviction court. And here's the thing, y'all. And this is why I don't care to house that demographic, because anybody else, y'all, I put people out all the time. Anybody else, they leaving willingly. So if a person is leaving your housing program willingly, why would you need to evict them? So that's another thing right there. So just be careful who you housing, because some of them, they be playing games. And honestly, y'all, I went against my first judgment because I knew something told me not to take this lady. I don't even take that demographic. I knew she was going to be a problem, but I said, you know what? Let me give her a chance. So that's another thing. Don't lead with your heart in this business, y'all. At the end of the day, business is business. You got to stick to your guns. I don't care how sad your story is, you ain't coming up in this house. They gonna tell you every sad story in a book. She was a working woman. I don't house them people. When y'all hear about transitional housing and all, this is not transitional housing, y'all. The people that I teach you to serve in the house in your housing program in these shared beds, these are people that don't give you problems. Anytime I put somebody out, I'm telling y'all, they leave same day, same moment. But this girl, yeah, no midnight ballerinas. Yeah, she listen. But yeah, y'all. So that's what the difference is. Some people try to take advantage of you. Yes, exactly. So I had to let this lady know the hard way. I was in Turks and Caicos, y'all, screaming through the screaming through the ring camera at 2 in the morning. But guess what? She left that house though. She ain't come back in that house. I said, you ain't coming back in this house. Yes, I am. I'm about to call the police. I said, call them and see what happened. She ain't come back in that. Listen, behind my business, I'ma stand 10 toes every single time. I don't play around. But that's what I teach y'all. Structure your housing program the right way. So if you're in this chat, you somebody that love helping people. If you ever had a desire to house veterans, seniors, people coming home from prison, people that are in need of safe housing, you need to be considering starting a housing program. This is the business that changed my life, y'all. But not only has it changed my life, it changed so many of my students' lives as well. Let me show y'all one of my students that just opened up her house. This is one of my students. Her name is Jessie. She's actually in Louisiana. She just opened up house number 3. This was like a few months ago, actually. But she's a single mother as well. She's based in Louisiana. She just opened up her 3rd house. And this is somebody that never opened up a housing program before. People just like everyday people, y'all. And here's another one. This is another one of my students. Her name is Blue. She's actually in Chicago. She charges 1,100 per bed, y'all. And she just said her house is halfway full. Her house is probably full now, but this was back in like a month ago. But that's what the difference is. A lot of my students don't have experience. They just take the blueprint that I lay out for them and they apply it and they have success. So that's what the difference is. So if you're somebody in this chat that want to get paid from housing the homeless, independent living, housing programs, this is the new wave, y'all. The days of starting up group homes, that's over with. Personal care homes, that's over with too. Now, how much do we need to start? So if y'all get the likes up to 20K, I'm gonna talk about how much you need to start. But me personally, I did not start. I started under $5,000. I started under $5,000. And here's the thing, you don't need a whole lot of money to start this business. That's why I love housing programs. That's why I love teaching you guys how to start this up. And some of my students never even get houses. They simply get paid from helping other people get placed in these beds. Let me show y'all. So even if you never want to have a house, as long as you're helping people get into housing, you can still get paid. You can still get paid. So can I use my credit card? So I go over funding inside my blueprint. TikTok, let's get up to 20K likes. And I'm going to drop the promo code for y'all. So if you want to learn how to turn beds into monthly income, the business model that has able to allow me to scale to 49 beds, y'all, I make over 10K months in just my housing business because I provide safe housing to people in need. And a lot of y'all can do this too. It's not rocket science, but you need the right blueprint. You need to know who to house. You need to know how to screen these individuals. You need to know how to go out into your community and find these landlords and these property management companies. I rent all my homes from property management companies, and it's not hard to build relationships with these people, but you have to know the right things to do, the right things to say for them to really let you have your way with they houses. But this is what I break down for all of my students. So we are turning these twin beds into monthly streams of income, y'all. So imagine not just getting paid. And here's the thing, we make way better money than our traditional landlords. A regular landlord, they get paid one time. Like my landlord only getting paid one time off of me. I'm taking one house that my landlord has. So for example, y'all, my first house is a 4-2. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, right? In that 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, I have 9 beds in that house. I have 9 beds in the house. Housing is vital. You're amazing. Thank you. Yes. Everybody needs a place to call home, y'all. So why not get paid for providing a solution in your community, in your area? Because they need you. If it's not for you providing them safe housing in a shared bed, the people that we serve, y'all, they will be on the street. They will be in jail or prison. or they would be in a shelter. So that's why they would rather come to your housing program and stay in a shared bed, because really, y'all, they have no other choice. And those are the type of people I teach you guys to house. The people that we house in our housing programs, they have income. They have income, y'all. So we're not housing nobody for free. I teach you how to go out into your community and find homeless individuals with money. Everybody drop money bags in the chat, because we're not doing nothing for free. This ain't no shelter. This ain't no shelter. Will this be available later? So Angelica, what you mean available later? Will what be available? My program? Everybody drop money in the chat, because we get paid for what we do. We not doing nothing for free, and you deserve to get paid well. And here's the thing, I get paid well for providing safe housing, and I'm walking in my purpose, because if it's not for me, my people would be, I don't know where they would be, but my people love it here. Even in the shared bed, y'all, even all 49 of my beds, these people, they love it in these shared beds, believe it or not. And those are the type of people that you want to house, people that's going to be grateful that they have a roof over their head, not nobody that's entitled, not nobody that's sitting here doing all this. Oh, I'm not following no rules. We not housing them. So I teach you guys, once you become a student, I teach you guys who to house. I teach you where to find them at. I also teach you guys how to screen these homeless individuals, because everybody is not going to be a good fit for your shared housing program. So you have to know how to screen and get rid of people accordingly. Like that lady, I had to get rid of her. I'm not about to sit there and let her stay months after months without not paying. Like, that's crazy. So I teach you guys how to properly remove people from your housing program, because yeah, we're not about to sit here and let nobody play with us. I like the way you handle business. You are strict. You're in a strict program. Yes. We made it 21 cases. Okay, period. So for everybody that's in the chat, if you somebody that's like, Lane, I want you to teach me how to start a housing program. I'm ready. I want to get paid from housing veterans, seniors, people coming home from prison. Here's what I have for you guys. So inside, I have something that I created called the Bed2Bread Blueprint. Now, this is my model. There are so many people that's teaching independent living, independent housing, but I'm teaching you guys my model. You can't chat GBT this, because this is my experience. I've been doing this business since 2021. I have 6 houses and 49 beds. I've been through everything in this business, y'all. I've been through a man having a jumping out the window of it. Listen, I house mental health people that didn't went crazy. So there's nothing that I can't coach you through once you become a student of mine, because listen, y'all, I've been through everything. I've been through people. This one lady was selling herself out the house, y'all, and I had to get rid of her. And she tried to hold on. She tried to play the police game with me too, y'all. She tried to call the police and say, "Oh, they trying to put me out illegally." Listen, I've been through any situation you can think of, y'all. I've been through it, and I can coach you through it. I even been through the city coming to my house. Hey, Dennis. I even been through, y'all, the city. Even though I tell y'all we don't need a license to do this, which you don't, this people will still try you. And the city came to my house, and guess what, y'all? The city left, and my house is still running. None of my houses has ever been shut down. None of my oh, this is my only account, TikTok. I will never inbox you first or message you. So make sure you follow me so you have the right account. This is my only page. Is this okay in South Carolina? Yes, I got students in South Carolina. But this is what I want to tell y'all. You can either walk this journey by yourself and chat GPT everything for free, but I'm gonna tell you this, right? You still gonna have questions. Things are still gonna come up. You still gonna go through situations where, how do I handle this? The city came to my house. What do I say? But guess what? My students don't have to guess. My students can come into this community, y'all, that I curated for them. They can come into this community. They can vent about what they're going through. I don't care what part of their journey. They can cut. This is why I created this for my students, my trophies. They can come in here, drop their questions, get the help and support that they need, because they're a student of mine. Once you become a student of mine, we locked in for life until you give up on yourself. So other than that, we winning on this side. Come join the winning team. So this is one of my students. Her name is Tammy. That's the one that's going through the situation with the couple from hell that's trying to squat in her place. But we helping her get through that, y'all. But everything, this is not the type of business that you figure out by yourself and you walk it alone by yourself. You have to invest in a mentor that can really show you the ropes and lead you to success. And it don't just work for me, y'all. A lot of my students, thank you for the gift, Mimi. A lot of my students have opened one house, two house, three houses. One of my students, her name is Les. Les is in Tampa. Les charges $950 per bed. Les just opened up her third house, and Les just started last year with me. She just became a student last year. So how much more you? And Leslie, I don't know if you in here, but I believe she has how many? Les has 21 beds, y'all. Let's get in her business. I want y'all to see what her housing program is bringing in every single month because she get paid to house homeless. So Les, her bed price is 950, and that's for a shared room, y'all. This is not for no private room. So she charges 950, and I believe she has 21 beds. So let's do the math. My student Les, her three houses are bringing her in $19,950. A lot of y'all thinking that you want to make six figures, you think you got to find a better paying job. You're not going to find the likelihood of you finding a six-figure job is probably like you finding a needle in a haystack. But guess what? You can build a six-figure business from the ground up. And the business that gave me my first six figures, y'all, it was housing programs, independent housing, because people gonna always need a roof over their head. They're gonna always need a place to call home. So if you're in this chat and you want to become a student, I created the Bed2Bread Blueprint for you guys. And let me show you what's included inside of that. So you guys are going to get access to this portal that I created. And this is not an ebook. This is actual video modules that you have a lifetime access to once you become a student. And I'm going to give you guys a discount code once I show you what's inside of it. But inside of the modules, once you come inside, you're going to join our community, y'all. And this community is free. You don't have to pay an extra price to get in it. That comes with your purchase if you purchase today. So you guys are going to get access to the FB community, and that's where you ask your questions. I host free monthly Zoom calls for my students. So this is where you get access to those calls. So inside of the blueprint, I teach you guys how to build your foundation. I teach you how to find the clients that have money because we're not housing nobody for free. I don't know if y'all can see on YouTube, but I teach you how to find the clients. I also teach you guys how to properly price your beds. That's the bread breakdown. So if you're wondering how much should I charge for a shared bed, I give you guys the formula on what to charge. I also teach you how to secure your property. Whether you own property or not, I don't own any property, but I still have multiple homes. So I teach you guys how to secure your property. I give you my landlord scripts on what to say to the landlords. I also teach you how to set up your housing program on a budget. Listen, y'all, one of my students, her name is Diamond. Diamond is in Louisiana. It only took Diamond $300 to furnish her entire house. You don't have to break the bank to get started with this. So I teach you that in that module. Also, the most important module that a lot of people be scared about, eviction. So I teach you guys how to handle removals and eviction. So that's the big thing that a lot of people need help with. So I teach you how to remove people from your housing program, the best practices. I teach you guys the setup essentials of what to have in your houses. I also teach you, and there's also a live Q&A in here as well. But so here's the thing, y'all. Let me show you how to become a student. So while I'm on this live stream, the promo code live, somebody type in the chat promo code live so I could pin it. But the promo code is live while I'm on this stream, and you can become a student for $247. There is Klarna Afterpay, so that $247 gets you lifetime access to all the video modules. Thank you, Teresita. Hold on, let me pin that. Yes. So if you want to become a student, you want to be coached by me, you want me as your mentor, you can join the Bed2Bread Blueprint, and I teach you guys step by step how to launch your housing program, how to find the right people, how to fill your housing program. So what you're going to do, yes, lifetime access, 247, and you get lifetime access. So what you're going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture. Once you click on that picture, another box is going to pop up. Click on my face again. Thank you, my girl. Mal girl. And then once you click on my profile picture, make sure you guys are following me on TikTok. This is my only account. I will never. Thank you, Emma. So for my FB people, it should be linked in this stream. Listen, y'all, when I get off of this live stream, the code expires. It's going to go back up to $400. So please do not play too much. So what you're going to do, you're going to click right here when you get to my profile. And once you get it, come back and say, got it. And the first one is here. Bed2Bread Housing Blueprint. So once you get here, you're going to put your name, your phone number, your email, and then the promo code, y'all, is live. So to get the discount for 247 only while I'm on this stream, the code is going to expire when I leave, but you have to put the promo code LIVE. And then once you become a student, come back and say, got it. So I could welcome you into the winning team and show you how to navigate inside the community. But yes, so that's how you become a student. Also, if you're in this chat and you want to learn in person, I'm hosting an in-person event in Chicago. It's called the Keys to Takeoff Tour. So I'm going to be teaching you guys in person my strategies on how I build and scale my housing program business and how you can shortcut your success. You don't have to sit here and spend what took me 4 years, y'all. It's taken my students a matter of months because they learned from my mistakes. So you don't have to figure this out by yourself. You don't have to figure this out by yourself. So if you want to join the winning team of my students, let me show you guys some of my student testimonials because they really have in a way when it comes to housing the homeless. And a lot of my students are on TikTok teaching, doing their biggest one. So that's proof that it don't just work for me, y'all. It worked for anybody that invests in themselves, take action, and put in the work. So let me show y'all some of my students so you can see what they doing in this space because this is what's possible for y'all for real. Like if you stay down for your come up, you put in the work, you attend the trainings, even if you get stuck on your journey, y'all, that's why the community is there. Ask questions, attend the monthly calls that I host every single month for y'all. That's free. That's free. So let me show you some of my student reviews. This is one of my students in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Somebody was asking me about South Carolina. This is one of my students. Her name is Monique. Monique just got her house. This is actually like months ago, y'all. Monique secured her house in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So if you're somebody in the chat that's in South Carolina, I got success stories in South Carolina. So yes, people are doing this in South Carolina. This is another one of my students. Her name is Tiffany. She just secured her house too. And this was like months ago. So it don't just work for me, y'all. It worked for anybody that apply themselves. Here's another one of my students. Her name is Sherry. Sherry is in California, y'all. So people in California be thinking, well, can I do this? Yes, you can make this work. If you price your beds the way that I teach you guys to price your beds, you definitely can do this in California. This is my student, Sherry, y'all, with her person that she got in her house. But this could be y'all for real, for real. Like you have to go out there and build the business. I would not be where I am today if I did not start my housing program. I probably would be somewhere still doing Uber Eats, Instacart, and all that crazy stuff. But this is what I want people to realize. If you want real freedom, you want real wealth, you have to build a business. The people that's making money in this economy are business owners, people that's building things, that's solving problems. And we solve the problem of housing. We get paid to provide safe spaces for people in need. So how much more you? You don't have to struggle in life when you build a business that's in high demand. Here's the thing. There's not really a slow season when it comes to this housing business because people need housing all year round. But the thing is that in the wintertime, y'all, it's easier to scale your business because the demand is crazy in the winter. The shelters be filled. People don't want to be sleeping in their cars. So I always tell people, if you really want to like scale your business or you want to jump in the wintertime, you do not want to miss out. I'm telling y'all right now, the phones be ringing off the hook. The phones be ringing off the hook in the winter, y'all. So do not miss out on creating a business that could really change your life. We got it 25K, period. So if you're in this chat and you want to become a student, you want to learn how to turn beds into monthly streams of income. I teach you guys how to build your own housing program from the ground up without needing a license, without needing to go to zoning, without needing to be certified. You don't have to have 10K in the bank. I started my housing business, y'all, with $3,700. 1850 for the first month rent, 1850 for the deposit. And you can do the same thing. One of my students even started with $0. Her name is Robin. She's in Delaware. So everybody is not going to need a whole lot of money to get started. It just depends on you, your resources. The promo code is live. Can somebody type promo code live? But if you're in the chat, my Bed2Bread Blueprint is currently on sale only while I'm on this live stream. When I get off the live, y'all, the code will not work anymore. So you can become a student for as low as $247. Inside of that, once you become a student, let me show you what you get. because you're going to get lifetime access to this portal that you have. And these are video modules, y'all. So it's called the Bed2Bread Blueprint. So I walk you guys in video modules. I know some people learn visually, but this is not an ebook. I don't like ebooks because ebooks sit and collect dust. But when it comes to like these video modules, you can go back and watch it at your own pace. So I teach you guys how to build your foundation. I show you how to find the clients that have money, that are homeless, and that's willing to come into your housing and act like they got some sense. I teach you guys how to properly price your beds and the bread breakdown and how much you need to be charging. Hold on. I also teach you guys how to secure the property so you don't have to own property. You can rent. So I teach you how to rent with permission. I give you guys my landlord script and all that good stuff. And then I also teach you guys how to set up your housing program on a budget, because one of my students, Diamond, she applied the tactics inside of this module and she only spent $300 to furnish her house in Louisiana. So yes, so I teach you how to do it on a budget. I teach you guys how to handle removals and evictions, because we don't take nobody to court. They leave willingly. So I give you guys all the tips and tricks that I use to do this business, the best practices. What else? Housing setup essentials. So if you're in the chat and you want to join the winning team, you want to become a student, the promo code is live. And when I get off, it's not going to work anymore. So once you become a student, come back and say, got it, so I can welcome you inside the community and all that good stuff. This is just a modern way to make a boarding house work. Housing is a demand and recession proof. That part, love with grace, but I don't like to call it a boarding home because the way we structure our housing is way different. And here's the thing, because I have people that come into my housing programs and they came from boarding homes. And what I teach you guys to create is day and night. We are day and night. So that's what the difference is. So yes. So if you're in this chat and you want to start your own housing program up, you don't have no experience, that's okay. I still teach you how to get started. If you don't own property, that's okay. I don't own any property. Where's the link? It should be inside of this chat. Okay. Let me show you guys how to get it. So for my TikTok community, what you guys are going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. Once you click on that picture, another box is going to pop up. Click on my face again. Click on my face again and make sure you're following me. This is my only account. I will never inbox you first. So please do not get SCAM. And then once you get here, you're going to click on the LINK. It's the first one, Bed2Bread Blueprint. If you're in the Chicago area or you can get to Chicago, get y'all ticket and come in person, because we're going to be teaching in person how to start your housing program. And the promo code is live, y'all. So once you put your phone number and your email, you can use the promo code live and you can become a student for $247. When I get off of here, it's going back up to $400. So, I mean, be my guest if you want to pay more. I only do this when I go live though. And then once you become a student, you get lifetime access to my community as well. Let me show you guys what that looks like. And inside the community is where you can ask questions. I host free monthly meetups for y'all, so you can get support on your journey. This is where all my students ask questions. And even when you start your housing program and things happen, put it in the group and we always support each other. Nobody has a question that never gets answered, but that's the bonus of when you become a student, it comes with this as well. But yeah, y'all. So I'm about to head out in like 5 minutes. If I'm waiting on anybody else to become a student, drop me in the chat. Drop me in the chat. Because if not, I'm gonna head out because I actually have a mentorship called Tomorrow inside my community for my higher tier mentees. Me. Okay. I'm gonna set alarm for 5 minutes. Hey Siri, set alarm for 5 minutes. Hey Siri, set alarm for 5 minutes. All right. So the promo code is going to be active for only 5 more minutes. So if you want to learn how to start your own housing program, it's on sale. Flower said housing is a need. Y'all jump on it. That part too. Flower, let them know where you located, because she's in Florida. I have a lot of students in Florida that's killing it. I got students in Louisiana, New Jersey, New York. Where else? Arizona, California, Colorado, and any place you can think of. I got students there doing their biggest one. I've coached over 4,000 people on how to start housing programs. So That's proof that a lot of y'all can do this too. A lot of y'all can do this too. Estella said, "Hi Lane, welcome back from vacation. Is there a replay for the August 12th Zoom?" So there is a replay. It's inside of my accelerator program. That's for the higher tier mentees. So yeah, that's for the higher tier mentees. But if you're in the chat and you became a student, say got it so I could shout you out. But this is the only way to learn my method, y'all. You cannot chat GPT what I teach because I teach y'all based on my experience. I've been through so much in this. I listen, y'all. I've housed any demographic you can think of. I've housed women and children. I've housed people coming home from prison. I house people that are living with HIV. I've housed the LGBT, all of that good stuff. Any population you can think of, I house them. So I teach you guys all sides of this business, how to screen the right people, who to house, who not to house, if you want to run this business smoothly. When I tell y'all I get on planes, I travel, I don't gotta think about what my houses are doing. Gerardo said, got it. Welcome to the winning team, period. Shout out to all the action takers in the chat. Oh, I also house SEG offenders, y'all. And I teach y'all about that inside the community because a lot of people think that when they hear the word SEG offender, these are people that has touched children, but that's not the case. There are so many people that have that charge on them, y'all, and they've never done anything of that sort. So I teach my students how to really expand their minds and who to house, where the demand is, how much money. And listen, honestly, y'all, that population is a gold mine. And we was talking about that in Atlanta. One of my mentors, y'all, he charges 1,200. No, I think he went up to 1,500 per bed housing SEG offenders, y'all. That's so that listen, do not sit here and be judgmental because there's money. Sherry said I got kicked out the group. How can I get back? Sherry, which group did you get kicked out of? Girl, I like your vision and want to keep following you. Thank you, Grace. Make sure you follow me. Hey, Westco. Okay, so if you're on TikTok and you want to become a student, here's how you become a student because I think we got 2 minutes on the clock until the promo code expires. So you're gonna click on my profile picture right up here and another box is going to pop up. Click on my face again and make sure you're following me because it's my only account. There's a lot of fake pages that will message you. I will never inbox y'all first unless you message me and say, hey, can you help me get started? That's the only way I'm going to talk to you. I'm too busy of a businesswoman. I don't do all that. So once you go to my page, you're going to click on this right here, y'all. What was the name of the group, Sherry? There's two different groups that I was in, and I'm not in another group no more. And this is how you become a student, the Bed2Bread Blueprint, y'all. So you're going to click the first one. And once you click that, you're going to put your phone number, your name, your email, and use the promo code LIVE. Somebody type promo code LIVE. Once you use the promo code LIVE, you're going to be able to become a student for $247. When I get off of here, y'all, it's going back up to 400, and that's just the reality of it. So, and then we also have Klarna Afterpay. So even if you get it for $247, I think you can get it for as low as like $53 or even 40 something. I don't know. It depends on what you qualify for. But do not sit here and miss out on a business opportunity that can show you how to make money from housing people in need, whether you got property or don't have property, whether you have experience, don't have experience. This is a skill that is never gonna not be needed. People are gonna always need a roof over their head. And listen, y'all, there are people that's on this internet that see things and they say, oh, I can get paid from housing. Let me try to figure this out for free. And them be the people that have empty beds. Let me show you. Listen, the people that be trying to do it for free, they sit there with empty beds like this. They not making no money. But guess what? The students that I taught and that I've trained on how to market, on how to find people to fill these beds up, they're the ones that's getting paid helping other people fill their beds up. So don't be the person that's out there trying to do it yourself. Don't have no beds filled because you just trying to do everything for free and you got to pay my student $300 to help you fill your bed. My students are really winning in this space. They know how to go out into the community, find homeless people with money, and get paid. And that's the reality of it. So yeah. So I gotta pay again to join the group. Sherry, you still ain't told me what's the name of the group that you were in. You still ain't tell me because the only group that I have is Bed2Bread Housing Community on FB. That's where all of my students get support from me from. I'm not in any other group. So if you're not in a new group, you're gonna have to catch up and request a group and put your email in the chat, not in the chat, but in the description bar. So if you're in this stream and you want to become a student, the only way to learn from me is to become a student and invest in the Bed2Bread Blueprint. Nobody on this internet is teaching this the way I teach it because I've been doing this since 2021. I didn't learn this last year. I didn't learn this last year. I've learned this since 2020, and I have 6 houses and 49 beds. I've been through everything. I've been through people not wanting to leave the house, trying to squat, and guess what? I got them up out of there. I've been through the city coming to my house, trying to talk about, oh, you need a license for this. No, it's not happening. My houses are still standing. I've never been shut down. My house ain't never been on Fox 5 News. My house ain't never been terrorizing the neighbors. I don't do that. I don't teach y'all to set up trap houses. I teach you guys how to set this business up the right way, how to house the right homeless individuals, how to make your money and make your impact and live a life of freedom and do it again. If you want 30 houses, go get you 30 houses. I only wanted 6 houses and 49 beds, and that's what I stopped at. I have other businesses that's working for me, so I don't have to go as crazy on my housing business, but yes. So if you're in the chat, thank you, Nurse K. I'm gonna pin that. So if you're in the chat, you want to join the winning team of me and my students that's going to the top because you could win with us or you could watch us win. A lot of my students are on social media, posting their content, teaching, doing amazing. They got multiple homes. So that's proof that you can do this too. But you might want to join the winning team, and that could be you as well. And the only way to become a student and learn from the queen, you got to sign up for the Bed2Bread Blueprint. That's in my bio, and it's currently on sale for $247 using the promo code live. And if you purchase using Klarna and Afterpay, you can even get it for like $47. It depends on what you qualify for. But let me show you guys what's inside of the Bed2Bread Blueprint because this is not an ebook. This is a video module that you have a lifetime access. It's actually a program. You have different video modules. So I break it down step by step. You don't have to sit here and be overwhelmed. I break it up into chapters for you guys so you can go through each one. And once you get inside, make sure you guys join the FB community because that's where you're going to ask your questions and get the support you need on your journey. You cannot do this by yourself. I'm telling you right now. You cannot start a housing program by yourself and nobody to ask questions to. My students have me. You can have me too, but you got to invest in yourself and get the Bed2Bread Blueprint and join the winning team. So things are going to happen in this business. You're going to have people in your houses that's having a mental crisis. You're going to have people in your house that's trying to stage robberies. Listen, y'all, I got stories for days. I used to have a reentry house, right, y'all? I had a reentry house, and these boys was mad that one of the guys was mad that I put him out. So what he caught himself doing, trying to stage a robbery and get my house shut down. But guess what? It backfired and he got arrested. So that's why I tell y'all who to house, how to maneuver in this space. You cannot do this by yourself. I done been through every crazy scenario you can think of, and I came out on top. How much more you? But you need a mentor. You need somebody that's been where you're trying to go. I've already 6 houses, 49 beds in. There's nothing I can't overcome in this housing space. I coach my students through every single situation, and they come out on top too. One of my students was having an issue because the city came out to her house. And guess what? I've been through the city came out to my house. So I was able to coach her from a space of what to say. Because if you don't say the right things, you best believe it says we have 30 days. That's not true, my life. You get lifetime access. You get lifetime access. It might be a typo, but once you become a student and you join the FB group, you get lifetime access. So you can ask any of my students in this chat. And if you a student, if you want my student in this chat, let them know. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so the city actually came to her house. Lynn said, Lynn, I love your energy. I miss your voice while you're on vacation. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yeah, I'm back now. I'm back. Listen, y'all, it's Q4. We got to get serious. We got to build these businesses. I got to help more people make money and make impact in their community because I don't want y'all going into the new year trying to figure out what business am I going to start when you can really start up a housing program. Housing is never going nowhere. Now, when it comes to that Airbnb and all that other stuff, I can't speak for that. But I know when it comes to housing programs, the people that I house, y'all, I house people that's been with me since I started from day one. Hey, Love Door. So I'm talking about consistent income. When you house these people the right way and you treat them the way they need to be treated, they're not about to just sit here and leave you, because where else they going to go? They have nowhere else to go. That's what I love about this business. I don't teach you guys to set up transitional houses. I don't teach you guys to set up Airbnbs. The people that we serve, they don't go nowhere. So you have money coming in every single month. You have a stream of income, y'all, working for you. Listen, when the first roll around, I'm rubbing my hands together like Birdman because I'm getting paid 49 times. So the only way that you're not going to get paid is if somebody passes away, God forbid, or unless I put somebody out. That's the only time I really have to sit here and like, okay, well, what happened with this bed? So the demographic that I teach my students to house, they don't go nowhere. They have nowhere else to go. So they'll rather stay in your housing program than be on the street. They'll rather stay in your housing program than be in the shelter. Sherry, just inbox me because you're not answering none of my questions. So I don't know if you're trying to troll me on this app or what, because my patience be real thin. But if you got to do all of that, just inbox me. I'm on FB. My inbox is open. Just send me a DM. I don't do nothing. I don't do no weirdo things to people on the internet. My reputation is my everything. I only got one face card. I don't come on here playing with people money. All my students got receipts. All my students is having motion. I don't have no reason to do no weirdo things on this internet. My integrity is more important than anything. And that's why I'm so successful. That's why my businesses last long, because I take pride in who I am and the service that I give to people. I don't sit here and run trap houses. I ain't never been shut down. Nobody could tell you that I SCAM them, because I don't do that. I don't do that. So, and that's why I'm so blessed. Because if I did do that, I would not be where I'm at today. And life just keep going up for me, keep elevating for me, because I do right by people in real life. And my students is proof because they doing their biggest one too. So yeah, y'all. But that's why you need a mentor, because things are gonna happen in this business. Like the city came out to one of my students' houses because she ended up having to put somebody out, right? She put somebody out and they ended up retaliating on her and called the city on her. But I've been through that situation before. So I was able to tell her, well, look, this is what you need to say. Because if you don't say the right things, y'all, you're going to be in trouble. They're going to be like, oh, do you got a license to run this? So there's certain words that you need to say, and there's certain words that you have to stay away from when it comes to operating your housing program. I teach you guys based off of my lived experience. I'm not teaching you something from Chat GPT. So I've been through it. And yeah, but that's why you invest in the mentorship. That's why you become a student. It's my fault, Lane. I love you, Lane. I like what you put down. It's my fault. I got thrown out. I'm sorry I didn't follow. Well, Sherry, just inbox me. I don't know. Just inbox me and let me know your email and what group you are in, because I only have one group, Bed2Bread Housing Community on FB. But yeah, y'all, if you're in the chat, you want to learn how to start a housing program. This is a business that not only changed my life, but it's changed the life of so many of my students that's doing a biggest one. It's currently on sale for $247. Use the promo code LIVE, because when I get off of here, y'all, it's going back up to $400. The only time I discount my products is when I come and speak to y'all in person. So y'all can see, not in person, but so y'all can see I'm a real person on the internet. I don't believe in hiding behind social media posts. I like to build trust and build community on my platforms. And that's why I try to live stream and go live frequently and build trust with y'all that I'm a real person just like you. I have businesses. I go through life too. And, I'm just somebody that's always want to elevate. And I want to also put other people in position to win and show them that there's more to life. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to sit here and work a job that you hate. You can go out there and build the life of your dreams and start a business. The only way that I was able to build the life of my dream was through businesses. I've never made the type of money that I make, y'all, before I started a business. I used to do lashes. I used to work at a bank. I did DoorDash, Uber Eats. It wasn't until I started my housing program where life really clicked for me, and because I was walking in my purpose. I was helping people. I love what I did, and I get paid well for what I do. So I'm here to show other people that you don't have to struggle in life. Build a business that's in high demand, that people need, and that's never going to go away. And that's housing. everybody's going to need a roof over their head. So I teach you guys how to go into your communities, into your cities, and build these housing programs that's impactful and it makes you money and profitable. We're not doing nothing for free. So that's what the difference is. So if you're in the chat and you want to become a student, type me, because when I get off of here, y'all, the promo code is going to be removed. So if you want to become a student, type me and I'll show you how to become a student before I head out. But I enjoyed this live stream. I hope you guys are inspired to go out there and build a life that you love, start a business. The life you want, the freedom you want is tied to you starting a business. Even if it's not a housing program, go out there and start some type of business because that's the only way you're going to get ahead. Me. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys one last time how to become a student. What you're going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. Another box is going to pop up. Click on my picture again. Make sure you're following me. This is my only account on TikTok. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow me on all platforms is Lane Lavish. And this is my only account. And I got more content to come. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel because tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a video on my channel showing you guys the story of how to house a schizophrenic. If you ever have to house a schizophrenic person, you need to go watch that video because we talk about how to get rid of them, so go subscribe to that channel because that video is being released tomorrow. I signed up his EK. What's that? So once you click up here, another box going to pop up. Click on my face again. For FB, it should be linked in the stream, and then it's going to take you to my TikTok page. Once you get to my TikTok page, you're going to click right up here. And YouTube, I dropped it in the... So the first one is Bed2Bread Housing Blueprint. This is what's going to get you access to my community and to the video modules on how to start step by step. And then you're going to put your name, your email, phone number, and put the promo code LIVE, L-I-V-E, to become a student for $247. When I get off, the promo code is not going to work anymore. And yeah. So, and then we also have Klarna and Afterpay, so you can use a payment plan as well. Yeah, how to get rid of them because I've housed 2 schizophrenic people in my lifetime, and those people, that's not an easy population to house. That's a liability. You got to get them about your house ASAP. And here's the thing. Y'all going to see in the video that I release tomorrow, because I even screen them. But these people will put on a face so good that they get into that house, they switch characters. So that's why you want to become a student and learn how to get them up out of there. But yeah, so once you get the blueprint, make sure you guys go join the FB community because that's where we're going to stay plugged in. That's where you're going to have access to me and my other students, my other heavy hitters. My TikTok is Lane Lavish, same name. And so yeah, so make sure y'all subscribe to the channel so you can watch that tomorrow. It's so entertaining. But yeah. And then this is the FB community that you guys get access to, but you have to put the email you purchase with to be approved. If you don't put your email, it's going to be denied. It's called Bed2Bread Housing Community. This is it, y'all. Sonya. So for the ones on FB that want to become a student, it should be linked in this stream. And let me see if it bring it back. And make sure you guys use the promo code LIVE to become a student for $247. And if you want to do the payment plan, you could break it down even more. I think it's maybe like $43 or even, but you pay it in installments. I meant this week. Okay, cool. Thanks for talking to us, Lane. Enjoy listening to you. No problem. No problem. Thanks for being on the live stream. Make sure y'all follow me on all platforms, but they stopped taking their medication. Yeah, those be the main ones that swear they don't need no medication. And here's another thing, y'all. The lady that I had to put out the house last week, I think she's schizophrenic. I think she was paranoid schizophrenic based off of what she was saying. And the minute you tell them, because she was like, I need help because every time I leave this house, people are following me. When I went to my job, people was talking about me, like just paranoid. And she was like, somebody in this house put something in my food. They've been poisoning. I'm like, what are you talking about? Mind you, none of this ever happened till she got to the house. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And then the moment you say, well, she was like, well, I need help. And we was like, well, we can get you the help that you need. Well, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm like, listen, you got it. You got it. Them be the main ones. Someone say, ain't nothing wrong. Okay. You got that right. They swear ain't nothing wrong with them. Be the main ones. Someone say, ain't nothing wrong with me. Okay. But guess what? She ain't come back in that house though. We got rid of her till I'm not playing with them. But that's why you want to invest in a mentor that can show you how to maneuver the ropes in this space. Just follow you on TikTok. Thank you, Sharon. Period. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, y'all should get in paid more than that. Yeah. But that lady was a trip. I'm like, never again. After I got that lady out the house and the cop took her to where she needed to go, I said, that's it. That's a wrap. I don't care how sad your story is. And the only reason I accepted that lady into the housing program is because one of the guys had referred her. He was like, hey, I got a coworker. She needs housing. And can I give her your number? I said, sure. Because, it came from another guy inside the program. Man, she got to that house. At first, she's so thankful. Oh, thank you so much. I just signed in what? Hold on. When you purchase the payment plan, how soon does the process actually start? I'm not sure, but you should get immediate access once your payment plan goes through. And if you guys have any issues with your order, send me an email. Send me an email. I believe is linked in the in my bio, or it's in the receipt once you purchase. But if you have any issues with your order, just send me an email. But everything is automated. It should come straight to you. And you have lifetime access as well. But yeah, Janine said, signing up now. Thank you. Welcome to the winning team. Period. But yeah, I don't care how sad your story is. My life, you probably signed into the wrong portal. Send me a DM and I can send you the right portal. Because there's been something going on. Send me a DM and I'll send you the right portal to log into. But somebody else had that issue last night, but she said she clicked on the wrong thing. So you have to make sure you click on the right portal to join. But send me a DM or email me and I'll send you the right portal to log in through. But yes. I don't care how sad your story is. I'm not taking no more women that work a job. That's it. It's over with for them. I promise you it's over with for that population. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's why y'all need a mentor that can really show you. And actually, if you missed a monthly call, because we had a monthly call this month in August, I might send out the replay. I might put the replay in the FB community for the people that missed it. But I was talking about that story on the call and I was telling you how I handled it. But great live, like always. Finally made the purchase. See you next time. Shout out to you, Gerardo. Period. See you in the community. So make sure you guys introduce yourselves in the community once you get inside the FB group so we can know who you are and all that good stuff. But yeah, what was I going to say, y'all? I lost my train of thought just that fast. What did I say? What was I just saying, y'all? Janine said, I'm in. Welcome to the winning team. Period. But yeah, I don't care how sad your story is. I'm not housing no more women. I have one women house, y'all, and that's it. I will never house another woman. That's not proper English. I will never get another woman house ever again. I'm good with that one. That one is good enough. That spices up enough. I like housing men, y'all. But yeah, Tara said I'm in too. Welcome to the winning team. Period. Are y'all able to get into your portal? Because what was her name? She said she make sure you inbox me and I'll send you the direct link. But you probably clicked on the wrong thing, but it should come straight to your email for the portal. How much is the first payment when choosing the payment plan? So, Kevin, it depends on what you qualify for. So, you have to apply for it, and then they'll let you know what you qualify for. Also, for my students, if you're a student of mine, you get a discounted rate to attend our in-person events. My next in-person event, y'all, is in Chicago, and it's going to be a sold-out event. If you are in Chicago or if you can get to Chicago, I highly recommend y'all come. And I'm going to tell you why. When you're in person and you attend these events and you get in community with like-minded individuals, that really unlocks a whole nother level in you. I know me personally, I met my mentors out in the field, like attending events. So do not sleep on the power of coming to in-person events with like-minded individuals. And it was at a housing event just like this where I met my mentor. And at the in-person event, y'all, I'm going to be teaching y'all my methods of how I scaled from one house to 6 houses and 49 beds. So I'm going to be teaching you guys all my strategies, my tips and tricks, the systems that I have in place to where I'm able to travel and live life. And I don't have to sit here and think about, what they doing at the house. I was in Turks and Caicos almost 2 weeks. I was not thinking about them houses. They was doing a big one. I did not have to think about them. The only time I thought about the house was when I was yelling at that lady through the Ring camera, telling her to get out. That's the only time, y'all. Like I was screaming. I was like, "You ain't coming back in that house." Listen, y'all. Behind my business, I'm a whole nother person. I'm a whole nother person behind that business. When will you come to Tennessee? So I probably won't come to Tennessee because I look at the demographics on my channels, y'all. So I have a big market in the southeast, which is like Atlanta. So Atlanta was a sold out show. I have a big market in Chicago. So I look at those things, y'all. So if I don't have like a big market or a big demand, I'm not about to come and host an event for 15 people when I could talk to y'all on live stream. Like I might as well host a paid webinar if I'm going to travel and book hotels. Like these in-person events, y'all, it be costing me money to put that together. And a lot of times when it comes to these events, it's like you either break even or you're not really profiting. So if I'm going to put together an event, I want it to be worth what me coming out, having to spend money on all this stuff because I really do this for y'all. I really do this for my students to build community and show them what's possible and how to elevate and all that good stuff. Didn't you have a content class you was teaching? Yes, Love Endure. I already did the content class. I do have a replay of that, but yeah, I already taught that and that was good too. Webinar is good. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. So my next in-person event, y'all, is in Chicago. It's September the 19th. September the 19th, and it's in my BIO. So it's an Eventbrite. So if you go on my page, and you click the LINK, it says keys to Takeoff. That's the name of the event. So I give you guys all the keys to get into this business and really take off. Because when I tell y'all my students having big motion, one of my top students, she's a felon, and she took my program. She took my program in what was it? April. In 2 weeks, y'all, she got her first house and filled up that first house. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to have that same success because I don't know y'all work ethic. Everybody got different work ethics, but just know that the material that I teach, if you somebody that's an action taker, if you somebody that's a self-starter, you cannot lose. But she was at the Atlanta event and she gave her testimony. I'm going to be posting that content, but that's the power of investing in a good mentor, getting in the room and doing your big one. So yes, y'all, come to the Chicago event. It's going to be next level. And then after Chicago, I'm going to be in Charlotte in December. So that's going to be it for the in-person event, y'all. I'm not doing any more in-person events. So if you miss out, I hate that for you. When I tell you my events in person be next level, like I over deliver. I always love to give my people an experience. So the tickets is for Chicago is 197, but there is payment plans for that too. But if you're a student of mine, inside the community, you can get a ticket for $97. But the promo code is inside the group. The promo code is inside the group. I only leave that exclusive for my students. So I only reward my students. I don't reward outside people. So if you're an outside person, you have to pay full price, $197 for the ticket. But that comes with food, that comes with the information, vibes, all that good stuff, and access to me and my knowledge. So it's a win-win. Do you help with grants or is this out of pocket? So you don't need a grant, CC. I teach my students how to do this business without grants. I've been running since 2021, no grants at all. No grants, and I get paid every single month. And the biggest misconception, people think that you need grants to start this up. You don't. You don't need a grant. And if you think I'm about to sit here, I'm not talking about you, but this is what I say to myself. If you think I'm about to sit here and wait 2 years to win a grant to start my dream, you got me messed up. I don't got that type of time. So that's why I figured out this business model of housing the homeless, which is people that have money, because I'm not about to sit here and be twiddling my thumbs trying to win a grant and do all this crazy stuff. No, we getting money now, y'all. I teach my students how to get paid within 30 to 60 days. We don't have that type of time. I'm not sitting here playing with grants. No shade to grant people, but I don't got this type of time. I gotta get this money by tomorrow. For real, for real. I gotta get this money by tomorrow. So if you're somebody that's serious, you want to get started, no, you don't need a grant. No, you don't need no contract with the state. All you need is the right information and the right mentor that can hold your hand and show you how to really set this up, how to find people in your community that will throw their money at you. When I tell y'all the people that I house, they be like, one of my guys, he's a veteran. His name is Mr. Randy. When I tell y'all, Mr. Randy said the only way he leaving that house is in a body bag. Mr. Randy pay his program fee up for 6 months. He's paying on top of paying at this point. They be throwing the money at you, literally. Like you cannot lose. So that's what the difference is. And that's why I love this business model. I'm the type of person, and this is why I'm successful in life, y'all. I don't take no for an answer. I don't sit here and let roadblocks stop me from my success. You told me I need a grant, I'm gonna find a way to get it without a grant. You tell me I need to own a house, I'm gonna find a way to do it without owning a house. You tell me I need a license to house people, I'm gonna find another way. I'm not about to sit here and let you tell me what I can't do. Listen, y'all, I'm the person that back in 2018, I had a vision. I want to get paid for housing people coming home from prison. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just said, that's what I want to do. One thing led to another. I started out renting out rooms, y'all, right? I started renting out rooms and I'm like, nah, this ain't working. And then it wasn't until I met my mentor in person in the community at an event. I met my mentor, and my mentor was a person that really gave me that stepping stone and connected me with the prison systems, with the referrals. Like, and that unlocked a whole new world. So don't sit here and think that there's only one way to do this business. It's not. And that's why you become a student and learn from the queen, because I teach you guys based off of my experience, based off of what my mentors taught me. And they've been doing this for 12 plus years before this was even a thing on social media. I'm just the one that brought it to social media and made it popular. So the Chicago event, y'all, is September 19th and the 20th. So get your tickets to Chicago. It's gonna be a sold out show, and it's gonna be like a 4 to 5 hour event. So listen, y'all, come ready to learn. We get to it. I give y'all money's worth. I don't play those type of games. We're not doing motivational. We get down to business. And I'm also gonna have one of my tax girls come in and teach you guys how to properly pay yourself in this business. Because when I tell y'all money's in this business. When I tell y'all our cash flow is crazy. One house, y'all, brings me in over $6,000 a month. So if you are somebody that's starting a business and you got all this cash flow, you need to know how to pay yourself. You need to know how to reinvest back into your business. You need to know how to do things so that when tax time comes, you are good. So she's going to be at the Chicago event. I have guest speakers for all of my tour stops for Keys to Takeoff. But yeah, so I have somebody that's going to be coming in and teaching you guys how to properly set yourself up to pay yourself as a housing program, how to make sure that you're compliant when it comes to filing your taxes. I don't like to talk that type of information. I'd rather have a professional come in and give it to you guys formally, because I don't want to sit here and tell y'all what I do and they don't work for you. But that's why you want to get into the room at these in-person events. Can you make it available on Zoom for a price? The Chicago event, I don't record the in-person events because I don't think it's going to hit the same. Like being in the room, I don't know. It just don't hit the same, because in Atlanta, when I tell y'all the energy was so good, it was so amazing. People was giving their testimonials. I had people in there that they left the event. One of my students, she came from Alabama to attend Atlanta, and she just posted last week. She opened up her third house. When I tell y'all, like, things be changing when you come into the events in person and learn my strategies. Like, I don't be teaching y'all all my sauce, but I reserve my sauce in tiers. So I give y'all, but yeah, the in-person events, I really be giving it up for y'all, for real, for real. And I bring y'all into my network. Like, I actually have people that I associate with and have them pour into the community as well. That's great. You bring a tax professional. Yes, Love and Door. That's why I need to come to Chicago. Get your ticket, because listen, it's going to be next level. So, and it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be live stream or anything. I don't even know how to do that for events, y'all. So just get into the room. It's only $197. It's only $197. Imagine investing $197 in yourself to learn a business that can bring you your first 5K month, your first $1,000 every single month. And we're not talking about making $1,000 one time. One bed, y'all. Let's say you just have one room that you rent. You put two beds in that room. That's $1,500. I get paid $1,500 per room. Imagine getting $1,500 every single month that you did not have to trade your time for. You did not have to sit. You did not have to sit here and go and do DoorDash and Uber Eats to get that $1,500. I get that $1,500 every single month like clockwork as long as I keep those beds filled. So that's what I teach you guys, the skill of how to house people and get monthly income. Whether I come on social media or not, y'all, my housing programs still keep me paid. I want you guys to learn how to create streams of income for yourself that don't require you to hustle. And that's what I love about my housing programs. Like I really unplugged this whole month, y'all. I was really out of the country and I did not have to sit here and worry about how I'm gonna make money this month. How am I gonna I gotta hurry up and go back to work and clock in. When I tell y'all the houses making their money, I don't have to sit here and be stressed out. Hello, what's the cost with the promo code? Okay, so if you are in the live stream, use the promo code live and you can become a student for as low as 247 today. When I get off, it's gonna go back up to $400. But that's the price. And then if you use Klarna and Afterpay, it could be even lower than that, but you have to qualify. But I don't know why people requested my live stream. Anyway, dang. Okay, I supposed to get off here. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. So, am I waiting on anybody else to become a student? Say me, because y'all holding me up, and I'm supposed to then take that promo code down. Because when I get off, the promo code going, I mean, the promo code getting snatched. Is it take a while to get a client? So, Lifesaver, that's depending on you. That depends on your work ethic. Hey, King of Hearts, that depends on if you follow the blueprint that I lay out for you inside of the Bed2Bread Blueprint. So yeah, that just depends on that. So yeah. Where my mind's at? But when it came to one of my students, so me, I got my first person within 2 weeks, y'all. When I first started my housing program, it took me 2 weeks. Now, some of my students, one of my students, listen, one of my students, her name is Tasha. Tasha is in Columbus, Georgia, and she's also operating in Alabama. Tasha had, when I was doing live webinars and doing like webinars and things like that, yes, you can do this in South Carolina. I got students in South Carolina. Tasha took my class on a Saturday, y'all. On a Tuesday, Tasha put in the FB community, she was like, hey Lane, I went out marketing and I got 14 people on my wait list. She was able to secure 14 people. So the first house that she had, all them beds was filled. So I'm not saying that that's going to be you, but some people get lucky. So it just depends on your work ethic. It depends on, where you go. But for some people, it happens faster than others. But I give you guys step by step where to go, how to find them, what to say. Yes, you can do this in Mississippi. I got students in Mississippi that's killing it, that got housing programs up and running. Listen, y'all, you can do this anywhere there's homelessness. If you got homeless shelters, if you can go on your phone and type in homeless shelter near me and something pop up, yes, you could do this. Yes, you could do this. Shout out to YouTube for being in the stream tonight. Man, I'm kind of past my time. I gotta go, y'all. So one last time, I'm gonna show you guys how to become a student before the discount code expires. I'm trying to purchase my airline ticket. Where is the event in September 19th? So it's in Chicago. So listen, let me show you how to find the address. So once you go on my Eventbrite, Eddie James, Eddie said, I got 2 clients already, but no LL and no EIN yet, no cash to start. Eddie, what you mean? Let me show you how to get your ticket for Chicago, y'all. Hold on. So once you go on the profile, you're gonna click right here where it says keys to Takeoff. It's the second LINK. It's the second MI, and the address is right here. So it's in Chicago. It's really in Chicago. It's not like in them small hick town. It's really Chicago. But if you want the exact address, if you go to the Eventbrite, it's right there listed in the Eventbrite. So you can arrange all your travel plans based on that. And listen, y'all, once tickets are going, they going, but Chicago is going to be next level. So make sure you come out, learn how to start and scale. If you don't know what scale is, scale means to grow your business at a fast rate. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I was able to scale my housing business from one house to 6 houses and 49 beds, the methods that I use, the exact strategies, the systems that I put in place so I don't have to be shackled to my housing programs. Listen, some of my houses ain't seen me in months, y'all. And guess what? They don't have to because I have other systems in place that can take care of things. So I teach you guys those systems that I put in place so that you can actually live your life. If you want to go travel with your family, you could go do that. If you want to take time off of work, you can go do that because we house a demographic of people that don't need you to do too much for them. So yes, thank you. Are we able to do this in South Carolina? Yes, LV. Let me show you one of my students in South Carolina. I just showed her testimonial. Let me show you. I don't think I showed YouTube, but my YouTube is Lane Lavish. Hold on. Let me show y'all my student in South Carolina that got her house keys. And this was months ago. She's filled up now. But I like to keep receipts on my students because ain't nobody having motion, ain't nobody having success like my students. So this is, her name is Monique. And once you become a student, you can have access to all of my students inside the FB community. But this is Monique, y'all. She is actually in, I'm trying to get my camera to focus, but she's in Spartanburg. Come on. Can y'all see that YouTube? There she go. She's in Spartanburg and she got her keys. I don't know why my camera is not focusing. But for y'all that's in the chat, this is my student Monique. She started her housing program in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I had somebody on YouTube ask if they can do this in South Carolina. Yes. I even got students in Rock Hill and all that good stuff. So yes. Listen, y'all, I'm not even sitting here just talking to be chatting. I really got students all throughout the states. I even got students in Iowa. I said Iowa. That's crazy. But I got students with housing programs in Iowa. I got students in Texas, Cali, Florida, New Jersey, New York, Philly, PA. Where else? I got students in Maryland. I got students in Michigan. I got students in Colorado. I got students in Arizona. I got students in where else? Nebraska. Listen, at this point, I can't even talk no more. I can't even talk no more. The list is too long. Tennessee, Mississippi is over with. Alabama is over with. It's too many to count. That's why you want to join a winning team. So you can have access to me and my community because it's to the top for us. In Vegas, too, we out here. Period, Tiffany. Listen, clock that T. Clock that T. Hold on. There go another student. Even in Vegas, I got students in Vegas, so clock it. But come join the winning team. Listen, y'all, I always tell people you could win with us or you could watch us win. But either way, it's to the top for me and my students. And we are here to impact. We're here to make money and we're here to live the life of our dreams. And you can do that too, but you got to build the business. And Lifesaver said, I already joined the team. Period, Lifesaver. Shout out to you. But thank y'all for tuning in. The code is going to expire when I get off of here. But shout out to everybody that signed up. Is Charlotte in person better than the I say get the program because my students always get discounted. They get first dibs to get the in-person events at a discounted rate. So I would say get the program. Get the program, and then when you want to get your ticket, you won't have to pay full price like an outside person because the outside people, they have to pay the full price. So you as a student, I always make sure my students have the best of the best and that they get the discounts and things and the perks. So I would say become a student first. And then when I do release those tickets, you're going to have an exclusive price. But yes, shout out to y'all for being on tonight. Thank you guys. If you have any issues with your order, make sure you email me. Best way to contact is through email. And I'll make sure you guys get that taken care of. And make sure when you join the community on FB that you put your email in the question box and then introduce yourself, ask your questions, and I will see you guys inside the group. And welcome to the winning team. What's this? Oh, somebody posting the picture of they bed. So yeah, this is one of my students. But y'all get exclusive access to everything up in here. Like we don't leave nothing off the table. Like yes, it'd be funny in here. When I tell y'all it's a vibe in my group, it's a vibe, like for real. But thank y'all for tuning in. Have a good night. I will see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.